our first 2025 Audi Q4 Sportback 55 eTron Qauttro is here for the 2025 model year with 335 horsepower and over 258 miles of electric range. Let's check out the Sportback, see what it's all about for the 2025 model year here at Audi Lakeland in Florida. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where for the first time for 2025 we have the Q4 eTron. Now this is a Sportback 55, so we're getting a little bit more horsepower, a little bit more range, a little bit more everything. So with that said, I want to go over this, talk about that electric range, talk about all the technology inside and out, options, features, and everything you guys need to know about the 2025 model year. So with no further ado, let's get right to it. Now, as always, biggest shout out to Audi Lakeland for letting me take a spin around this Q4 Sportback. Now, if you guys want this eTron model or any other model they have here, make sure you guys check the link down in the description below for their website link. Their phone number's there as well. Give them a call and get one of these beautiful cars off of this lot and into your driveway today. Now, when you mention those dimensions, you're looking at a total wheelbase of 108.7 inches with a length at 180.6 inches, a width of 73.4 inches, and a height at 63.5 inches with a total curb weight of 4,984 pounds. So let's talk about what's new when it comes to the Q4 eTron, because midway through the 2024 model year, Audi replaced the Q4 eTron model with the new 55 versions, which is what we have in front of us today, which features the revised electric motors that are both more powerful and more efficient. Now, the new powertrain makes a combined 335 horsepower, and the 55 models boast a maximum estimated range of 258 miles. Now, the rear-wheel drive Q4 eTron 40 model is replaced by a more powerful rear-wheel drive Q4 45 with 282 horsepower, and a set of sporty 21-inch wheels wrapped in staggered all-season tires are now available, and Audi has tweaked the suspension and the steering for the 2025 model year. Now, when you have an electric vehicle, there's always that discussion, is there a frunk? Well, sadly there is not, but there's plenty of cargo space when it comes to the trunk capacity, which we will talk about in just a moment. But this is a perfect opportunity to talk about the powertrain. Now, we do have fluids and the HVAC system and everything underneath here as well. So while we have the hood open, let's talk about it, because this is a front and mid motor all-wheel drive model, and this model has a front motor with 107 horsepower and 99 pound-feet of torque. Now, the rear motor has 281 horsepower and 402 pound-feet of torque, which a combined horsepower is at 335 horses, as I mentioned earlier. Now, keep in mind that this battery pack is a liquid-cooled lithium-ion at 77 kilowatts. Now, the transmission is front and rear direct drive. So when it comes to power and performance, your 0 to 60 time is going to be 5 seconds flat, your quarter mile time is 13.7 seconds, and your top speed is limited to 100 miles per hour. Now, we got to talk about our spec today, because beautiful Mythos black metallic. And as you guys can see, that Florida sun's peeking up this morning, starting to put out that flake and just kind of show it off when it comes to these angles. So we'll get more of this overall throughout the video once we see it and just kind of see what this is like, because once the shade is on it, as you guys can see with the overcast, then it's deeper black, but when that metallic flake hits, well, it brightens up big time. And as you guys will see up front for the Q4 eTron, closed off grille, because we don't necessarily need a full grille with it being an electric vehicle, but we do have the nice styling with the aluminum surround and the chrome inserts and the horizontal look. Now, with that said, you will also see that we have the big Audi rings closed off right here, but big 3D look there as well. And then you guys will also see where we do have some functional feed through down here. All right, for extra cooling, well, we have it right here on the lower lip with that aluminum surround coming through again. Now, you will also see when we go over here to the side blades, that's where our technology is stowed, where you guys will see the sensors there as well. And then that Mythos black kind of curves over and gives a sporty aspect that feeds right into the LED lighting, which we will see illuminated very shortly to see how all of that pans out. But you know, Audi lighting, you know, it's going to look gorgeous. Take a step back and look at it all. Pretty simple design, but it gives the classy and stylistic elements that you expect from an Audi vehicle in 2025. Now, the side profile feels a little sportier when it comes to this moniker, because the 20-inch 5V spoke wheels with all-season tires, the Bridgestones, this is a good looking wheel for an EV. It's not too aerodynamic or closed off. It actually looks like a standard wheel, and actually better than most standard wheels. So with that said, great job Audi for the wheel design and setup here with that whole moniker. Now you guys will see that the wheel wells are all done in Mythos black as well, with the side skirt and that aluminum insert right there as well to, you know, go with the whole moniker on the front. Now you guys will also see that we do have the S-line badging because we got that S-line on there to give it more styling elements. When it comes to the sticker breakdown, you'll see everything there. Mirror caps done in Mythos black as well with the door handles, and then you guys will see, well, that chrome trim going along the wheel, not the wheel well, the window moldings here, and then black at the top, B pillar and C pillar done in gloss black. And then you guys will see we do have a glass roof because we do have a big panoramic roof right there with the shark fin antenna done in Mythos black as well. And then you guys will see it go over to the spoiler and kind of flow down. It looks really good. I definitely think that those wheels give it an even sportier aspect when it comes to it, and you might not even be able to tell that it's an EV. Now the rear profile is definitely showing off when it comes to that big LED light bar going across. First off, you'll notice the spoiler that kind of floats here that's really cool with the third brake light integrated right in. So it gives it a really cool look when it comes to this whole setup. And then you guys will see the Audi rings front and center. Now that LED light bar, again, which we'll see illuminated very shortly, looks really cool, spanning the length of the trunk and the tailgate here with the Audi rings right there integrated. It looks really cool. And then you see the Qauttro badging there, let you know all-wheel drive, Q4, let you know our model, and then eTron right there as well. Now you will also see that we do have the Fox kind of set up when it comes to ventilation here, but we have our sensors for our technology all integrated in with the red reflectors. Now that silver accent is kind of put in like as like a styling profile where it kind of goes along, again spans the length of the rear. Same with the rear diffuser right here as well in aluminum, so it's very symmetric when it comes to these horizontal lines going through, just like the front grille. So all together looks pretty good. They tried to make it very sporty, and I feel like for the Sportback, well, it makes sense. Now we got to talk about cargo when it comes to the Sportback, right? I told you there was pretty generous room when it comes to back here, which is why it's, you know, not too sad that it doesn't have a front, because when you're talking about cargo volume, 26 cubic feet of space when the 40/60 rear folding seats are folded up with that center feed through. But if you were to fold those down, you're looking at 54 cubic feet of space. So tons of room back here, guys. This is, I mean, as you guys can see, it's tall. This is a privacy shade that you can easily take out by just removing the strings here that are hooked on. So, I mean, it's pretty good, right? Now, with that said, we do have a charger here, onboard charger, 11.5 kilowatts for this charger as well. And with that said, we'll go over everything in the sticker breakdown. You guys will also see some extra stuff here. But with that said, lighting here. All right, then over on this side, you have a hook and a hook here. And then we got to pull on under here, small false floor, all right. Extra tools down there, battery setup down there as well. So you got a couple things here as well, tow hook, all that. Good place to kind of throw away some stuff to just kind of make it a nice package. But with that said, plenty of space, keeping it simple in the rear of the Q4 e-tron. Now let's talk about the taboo thing, and that is charging. So I did mention that we do have an 11 kilowatt charger on board, and this is capable of 175 kilowatt DC fast charging. Now let's talk about the numbers, because when it comes to this Q4 e-tron, it has a 77 kilowatt battery that can be charged from 10 to 80% in 28 minutes using DC fast charging. Now, a home wall box AC 7 kilowatt battery or charger takes around 11.5 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. Now, when we talk about public charging for the DC 50 kilowatt, that takes around an hour and 10 minutes to charge from 5 to 80%. Now, public ultra rapid charging DC 135 kilowatts takes around 29 minutes to charge from 5 to 80%. And you have the 240 volt that takes 12 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. Now, the EPA range is rated at around 288 miles for the standard single motor 45 powertrain. Now, for the Q4 55 e-tron that we have in front of us today, is 258 for the all-wheel drive model we have here. Now, keep in mind that there's a couple things that could affect your charging when it comes to overall efficiency, like the temperature of the battery and the ambient environment, the state of charge of the battery, the age of the battery, power availability at the charging station, whether remote preconditioning is used, or whether auxiliary functions are used while charging. So there's a couple of different things that would affect it, but for the most part, it has pretty good charging when it comes to the Q4. Now, as promised, I gotta show off the illumination when it comes to the beautiful lighting units of this Q4 e-tron, because check that out. Obviously, beautiful switchback turn signal with the DRL between bright white and amber and your high beams and low beams, filling up that whole headlight unit there as well with the orange reflector there too. Now we also have a turn indicator in the mirror cap done in amber as well. And then once you come to the rear, that tail lamp bar lights up the Audi logos right there with the rings. You guys will see the turn signals, and then you guys will see that light bar beautifully going across, again, giving that moniker a whole new look. Now let's step inside of the 52 cubic feet of space when it comes to the Q4 e-tron, because inside the materials are wonderful. Gloss black, we have the dark silver, we have the natural wood inlays done in gray. I mean, as you guys can see, the black with the white stitching there as well. And then you guys will see the soft touches when it comes to the side bolstering and the top of the seat here as well, with the stitching done right there in the headrest. Panel roof letting in all the natural light here today. And then you guys will see the Q4 mats, all weather mats to help protect the carpet. Before we get inside, you'll see the door paneling showing off a lot of our moniker here. Soft touches on the uppers with gloss black around the bezel here for the aluminum door handle here. We have our seat memories, locks, and then come to the armrest done with the soft touches and white stitching. Trunk release right here, speaker set up here. We do have a nice indentation up front, and then we do also have our window controls and mirror controls right here as well. Now you guys will also see that once we hop inside, this looks good. Audi virtual cockpit, foot on the brake, brings it all to life. We also have 11.6 inches when it comes to our infotainment screen, Audi MMI system you guys know and love. The steering wheel looks good, backlit buttons, touch sensitive. This is a great place to be when it comes to the e-tron. Before we get to all the tech stuff though, take a look at the design, because it doesn't scream EV, but it doesn't scream traditional either. Where you guys can see these clusters here that kind of gives you focuses on specific areas. Like this is where your HVAC would be, this is where your infotainment screen would be, sorry, your instrument cluster would be, this is where your infotainment screen would be. You know, there's certain sections in how they portion it off, you know, for the driver here. Now you guys will also see that natural wood inlay, very flat dash here, right here too, for good visibility. And then you guys can see that the A-pillar obviously goes like this because the Sportback, those lines are going to give it a different look. You guys will also see the HVAC vents right over here, over the silver inlay with the e-tron moniker and the big glove box right here, huge glove box. All right, now you guys will also see that once we get to the steering wheel here, well, it is a cool H-style steering wheel, very horizontal. That's a lot of lines for this car you guys saw on the exterior. With that said, you have the black touches on the surround, and then that dark silver inlay with the Audi beam rings right there front and center on the airbag. Now, touch sensitive controls, as we talked about, we'll get to those in just a moment. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake and then put it into drive, because now I can turn the steering wheel how I want it, and then we're gonna put it in the park and get it nice and straight for you guys. Now I'm gonna put my foot on the brake to wake it back up, because I took my foot off the brake. That's my wake up, if you put your foot on the brake to get it started. You have your power shifters here, all right, on the steering wheel, so you always know where they are. Driver assistance right here. And then up here, you do also have some driver assistance for your lane keep and your high beam controls, to where you have your windshield washer controls over here and your low beam controls right here when it comes to your lighting. Now you also see that we have the touch sensitive controls, as I talked about. So radio on this side, hands-free controls on this side when it comes to your phone, and voice controls there as well. And then you guys will also see on this side, this is going to be for your digital instrumentation here. This shows everything you guys need to see. So if I wanted to press that, well, then I can bring up my trip computer, or I can also press left and right and change what's in between, so you guys can see we got navigation in between, radio, you know, all that stuff for whatever you need as far as that goes. I can go to view and change the whole view of what this display looks like, so big navigation there, all right? Or I can go back and forward depending on where I'm at with this button here. So very easy. These are clickable buttons as well, all right? So you guys can feel it and see it with the backlit buttons. So it's a really nice setup when it comes to that. Now I think I said touch sensitive. These are actually like clickable, but you're not clicking one individual button, you're clicking the whole panel here, but just in a specific spot. So it definitely gives a satisfying feel, but you still get the cool look, and it's not too hard to use, if that makes sense. Now, coming over to underneath here, we'll talk about the MMI system, because you guys know this from Audi. This is the same that you guys are used to, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. Very intuitive, very customizable, smooth. The graphics are incredible here when it comes to this. Obviously, you guys see, I mean, wow. All right, so with that said, customizable, everything you guys know and love, everything is here in the MMI system. Now, come below, you guys will see our dual zone HVAC controls. You also see that we have heated seats as well in this model. And then underneath that, you will see drive select. So if I press drive select, it's going to bring up efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. Now here I also have my hazard buttons and my traction off button as well on this floating center console, which looks pretty cool. Now you will also see start stop right there as well. You will see your driver assistance controls and your parking for your backup. So I press that, backup camera shows up there as well. All right, and then P for park. You have your radio controls here, your drive selector here to go between drive, neutral, and reverse. All right, press P for park. You can hear the sensors coming on. All right, you will also see that underneath this floating console, well, you do have wireless charging pad right there. Pretty cool, right? 2 USB-C plug-ins, 12 volt there as well. Sorry, wireless charging pad right here. This is stowage, and then this is USB-C and a 12 volt. I always get those mixed up because this hides here. Now, with that said, you will also see the cup holders here. Beautiful key. All right, keeping it simple when it comes to the Audi setup. So plastic key, you have the panic button on the back, you have the physical key control, so you can pull out a key just in case keep out battery dies, lock, trunk release, unlock, and the Audi rings there as well. And then you guys will see the armrest here. Open that up, pretty deep down there, right? Then look up top, we got one touch slider for the glass and for the sunshade. All right, so I can just slide it like that. Well, there we go. And you guys can see it, it's just automatically closing. And you also see we do have digital buttons here, where we do have a digital rearview mirror, and we also have our home link buttons. We have our dome lights, SOS, everything up there. And then you guys will see a mirror and a visor right there with the light there. I mean, pretty standard when it comes to that stuff. But other than that, this is a beautiful interior, beautiful setup, very technology forward, and it doesn't feel like a standard EV. That's what I love about the Q4 e-tron. So let's hop in the rear, see how it is in comparison to up front, because we do get 44 cubic feet of space, so tons of room back here. Cargo mats, of course, to help protect the carpet. And as you guys can see, look at the knee wiggle room. There is tons. Yeah, 44 cubic feet of space. As you can see, I'm extending my legs out. So yeah, we're good and comfortable here with the cargo net on the driver back and the passenger backrest as well. We also have our LCD screen that will be on for our climate controls and 2 USB-C plugins with a 12 volt down there as well. And since there's no transmission tunnel here, well, you can fit 3 very comfortable with good leg space here because that is flat. Now you will also see the beautiful seats done with the white stitching as well, just like up front, done in black with the big armrest here as well, and the cup holders to match up. Look up top, you guys will see that panoramic roof shining through, and you also have your LED dome light. Now, when it comes to the door paneling here, you guys will see that we do have the same black touches here, the nice kind of textured insert when it comes to the door cards, and then you guys will see the soft touches for the armrest and the white stitching there with the aluminum bezel around the door handle, lock buttons, window controls, and your speaker grill there with a nice little cool like cup holder storage space right here, and then you can do extra storage right there as well. So not a bad place to be when it comes to inside of a Q4 e-tron. Now let's break down the sticker of the 2025 Audi Q4 Sportback 55 e-tron Qauttro. Now we start live at $58,200, and we got some additional options here with a $12.95 destination charge that brings us to $62,695. Now how do we get to that price? Well, our Mythos Black metallic paint is $595, and then you also have the black interior, but that is included free of charge. Now you do have the convenience package at $1,900, and that's the Audi Advanced Key, the alarm system with motion sensor, auto dimming interior mirror with compass and home link. You also have auto dimming power folding mirrors for the exterior, memory for driver's seat and exterior mirrors, power front passenger seat with power lumbar, projection light and exterior mirrors, and a Sirius XM 3-month trial with the wireless phone charging pad. Now you will also have the Audi Beam rings at $295, the Audi Guard all-weather floor mats at $225, the wheel lock kit at $130, and the first aid kit at $55. That's it for our options. Everything else you see here, comes standard. Now, you guys might need to pause, zoom in, screenshot, or even check the link in the description for the full sticker breakdown of this 2025 Q4 e-tron on Audi Lakeland's website. But keep in mind that the warranty is 4 years, 50,000, whichever comes first for the new limited vehicle warranty, 8 years, 100,000 miles for the high voltage battery coverage, and 12 years against corrosion perforation. So with that said, you are covered when it comes to this EV. But with that said, what do you guys think about the Q455? So it's $62,695. How are you guys feeling about this Q4 Sportback e-tron for the 2025 model year? Drop those comments down below. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video today, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. But also check the links down in the description below if you guys want to check out the website link and the phone number for Audi Lakeland, so you guys can see their inventory and get one of these beautiful cars today. Now, make sure you guys also subscribe to the channel, but click the notification bell so you don't miss one video. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.